He was once just an ordinary student, yet he rose to become one of the greatest scientific minds the world has ever known. At only 21, doctors told him he had just 2 years left to live, but he defied every prediction, outliving that diagnosis by more than 5 decades. Confined to a wheelchair, he unveiled the mysteries of time, space, and black holes. He couldn't walk, he couldn't speak, yet the entire world waited to hear his voice. This is the remarkable journey of Stephen Hawking, the man who turned his disability into the power that transformed our understanding of the universe. Stephen William Hawking was born on January 8, 1942, in Oxford, England, during the Second World War. Both of his parents were graduates of Oxford University and loved learning. Their home was filled with books and ideas, yet Stephen was never the top student. In his early schooling, he ranked near the bottom of his class. He cared little for grades and preferred riding bicycles, playing games, and racing boats with friends. Still, he showed a sharp curiosity about how things worked. As a teenager, Stephen and a few friends built a simple computer from spare parts of clocks, telephones, and switches. A small invention that amazed his teachers. His classmates jokingly called him Einstein. At 17, he entered Oxford University, hoping to study mathematics. But since math wasn't available as a degree, he chose physics and cosmology instead. He completed his degree in natural sciences in 1962 and then moved to Cambridge University for his PhD in cosmology. Not long after, his health began to deteriorate. He started stumbling while walking, his speech became unclear, and he often felt weak. At first, he dismissed it, until one day he suddenly collapsed. Medical tests revealed a devastating truth. Stephen was suffering from a rare and incurable illness known as motor neuron disease, ALS. The doctors told him bluntly, his muscles would stop working one by one, and he might have only 2 years left to live. The news was crushing for his family. Yet instead of surrendering, Stephen found new meaning in life. A dream about his own death made him realize how precious every moment was. He decided to spend his remaining time unlocking the secrets of the universe. Though his body weakened, his willpower grew stronger. With the help of a cane, he continued his research and eventually completed his PhD. In 1965, he married Jane Wilde, who became his greatest support. Together, they had 3 children. But as the years passed, the illness made him weaker. By 1969, Stephen had begun using a wheelchair permanently. Even as his condition worsened, Hawking never lost his humor. He often joked about being a terrible driver because he once accidentally ran over Prince Charles's foot while speeding in his wheelchair. During a conference, he once fell out of his wheelchair and broke his hip, an incident he later laughed about. In 1985, a serious bout of pneumonia nearly took his life. Doctors performed an emergency operation that saved him, but he permanently lost his voice. For most people, that would have ended everything, but not for Hawking. Scientists at Cambridge University developed a special speech computer that allowed him to communicate by moving a single muscle in his cheek. He would select words on the screen, and a computer-generated voice would speak for him. This became his new identity, the voice that millions would one day recognize. With the help of this technology, Stephen continued his research and writing. His mind, though trapped in a fragile body, became one of the most powerful on Earth. He focused on theoretical physics, using mathematics to explore the universe without physical experiments, a method shared by Einstein himself. Stephen's most groundbreaking discovery came when he proved that black holes are not completely dark. He showed that they emit faint energy, now known as Hawking radiation. At first, many scientists doubted his claim, but later evidence confirmed that he was right. His work completely transformed how humanity understands the birth and death of stars and galaxies. Stephen was also known for his playful scientific wagers. In 1975, he made a bet with his colleague Kip Thorne about whether an object called Cygnus X1 would become a black hole. When it eventually did, Hawking cheerfully admitted defeat. Years later, he joined Thorne in another bet with physicist John Preskill, debating whether information could escape from black holes. Hawking again lost the wager in 2004 and publicly conceded. Throughout his life, he wrote around 15 books, the most famous being A Brief History of Time. It remained on bestseller lists for 4 years, introducing complex cosmic theories to everyday readers. Later works such as The Universe in a Nutshell also became global successes. Alongside his daughter Lucy, he co-authored several children's books, including George's Secret Key to the Universe, to inspire curiosity about science among young readers. Despite his optimism, Hawking often warned about the dangers of technology. He feared that artificial intelligence, if uncontrolled, could one day destroy humanity. Ironically, he himself depended on AI every day. His talking computer was powered by it. His personal life, however, was filled with emotional challenges. His first wife, Jane, cared for him and their children for many years. But the stress eventually broke their marriage. They divorced in 1990. 5 years later, Stephen married his nurse, Elaine Mason, but that relationship too ended in 2006. In 2014, Hollywood turned his life story into the award-winning film, The Theory of Everything. The movie portrayed his relationship with Jane and his unbreakable will to live. Even in old age, Hawking remained full of energy and humor. In 2016, he hosted the science quiz show Genius, and his guest appearance in The Big Bang Theory in 2012 became iconic. At the age of 65, Hawking fulfilled one of his lifelong dreams, experiencing zero gravity. Aboard a special Boeing 727 flight, he floated freely for the first time, free from his wheelchair. After the flight, he said, "It was an incredible feeling. I could do this forever." He hoped to one day travel to space, believing that humankind must learn to live beyond Earth to survive extinction. His name was even listed for a future space mission, but destiny had different plans. On March 14, 2018, Stephen Hawking passed away peacefully at his home in Cambridge. Doctors had given him 2 years to live, but he survived 55. From a young man told he would die, he became a symbol of courage, intelligence, and the limitless power of the human mind. Stephen Hawking's body may have been bound to a wheelchair, but his mind explored the universe itself. He taught the world that even when life limits your body, your imagination can still reach the stars.